Matthew Whitaker, I want to come to you with a point that I was just reading about from the transcripts inside the courtroom today. So Cohen says he reported directly to Trump. And I also want to talk to you, Matt, because you were in the Trump orbit. You were acting director, acting attorney general for our nation. So you'll know a little bit about maybe some people around the president and how thirsty some people can get. He wanted to have that be the case. When he elected to take the position, it was clear that he was reporting just to Trump. So that's a bit of access to power there, I would imagine. Cohen says that Trump would ask him to renegotiate bills. For example, a law firm would send an invoice. Trump didn't believe the invoice was fair or justified, so he'd give Cohen the task of renegotiating the bill. I mean, this was previous to the presidency, but I would imagine you saw all sorts of people around the president who might, get drunk on some power. Is there any way to know exactly what Michael Cohen was doing to hold the former president's feet to the fire? Sounds like he had full reign.
Yeah. And I think there's a couple key points to your pointing all that out. And that is that one, Michael Cohen has said that he wanted to be attorney general or White House counsel and didn't get that. And he was very disappointed and almost angry. Not qualified, I might add, but certainly angry. And then second, when he didn't get a pardon, that kind of changed everything for Michael Cohen. And so I think he has been had an axe to grind, and that will come out certainly, if not on direct, then on cross. But, a lot of people are saying there's no crime, there's been no facts that allege a crime. And remember, it's not just showing that that Donald Trump, falsified business records. He had to do it intentionally to cover up another crime and not just have the effect of covering up another crime. And I think that's a place where the prosecution's not going to be able to get to. And the Southern District of New York, who prosecuted Michael Cohen, who added this really superfluous FEC violation, which I disagreed with at the time when I was Attorney General, they are the ones that didn't prosecute Donald Trump, and for good reason, because Michael Cohen is your only witness that can give you the facts necessary to prove this. And
Excuse
Michael
me
Cohen
one second.
has
We
no
just saw the former president, Donald Trump, walk in. He gave a thumbs up there. They're going back in. This was a short break. So shortly from now, excuse me, Matt, they'll resume the trial. Michael Cohen, as far as we know, is still on the stand, and we have the recording. So we're gonna tee that up next, but I want you to finish your thought, Matt.
No, my only point is this throwaway Southern District charge against Michael Cohen was really used to politically damage by the Southern District of New York, the president at the time. It was done in sort of at the last second, right before his plea was going to be made public, and he was going to go into court and plead, and it added nothing to his sentence. So it was completely superfluous to the underlying case against Michael Cohen and really his frauds and lying. Yeah,
and it set him up to be in a frenzy when he had to defend himself, Michael Cohen. And it finds him in a position today. It's interesting. I think Tammy called him a useful idiot in the case by the prosecution. I do want to play Exhibit 246, and it is the recording that Michael Cohen, shady as it is a one-party state, but he did not let his client know he was recording him. We have that recording. Let's listen together.
Correct. So I'm all over that. And I spoke to Alan about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be...
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you. So
don't pay with cash.
No. I got...
Andrew, that little bit that we just heard, we don't have everything that was said in court, but as we get it, we're going to play it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that creates an inference that Trump really doesn't know what Michael Cohen is talking about, number one. Number two, it makes Michael Cohen look even more repugnant and the reptilian creature that he is. And remember, Harris, if this jury thinks that any payment was made to simply cover up his affair so his wife wouldn't get upset, that's game, set, and match for Donald Trump and his defense team. That means no crime. So it's not just the lack of credibility, but you got to prove the intent. And let's say this jury accepts what Michael Cohen says. And I find that hard to believe. Prosecutors still cannot prove the intent that Donald Trump had to commit this alleged crime.
Andrew, I also get something else from that recording. Can we hit it one more time? I'm going to ask my team. It's relatively short, the bit that we have gotten in so far. Let's listen.
Correct. So I'm all over that. And I spoke to Alan about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be.
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you. So
Don't pay with cash.
No. I got.
So, Andrew, this is someone recording his client, but also advising his client and getting paid to advise his client. So when his client doesn't understand, wait a minute, what are you talking about? He tells his client, no, we're going to do it my way. He's got an idea of how they're going to take care of whatever this issue is, and it's going to involve some money, and I got this. In other words, he's this guy. Remember, he wanted to report directly to Donald Trump. This is somebody Trump obviously trusted. He told me that himself personally. I interviewed him at the White House the day of Michael Cohen's sentencing when he was president. So I know for a fact he trusted him.
Absolutely, and there's a sub-issue in this case, and that sub-issue is I relied on my counsel, and anything that was done by the criminal, Michael Cohen, and not by me, and that's kind of the big bullseye that the prosecutors are missing. They can't link this activity to Donald Trump. They can link it to Cohen, and I expect Trump's lawyer to argue in closing statements that if any crime was committed, it was committed by Cohen and not by Donald Trump. And it's just another hole in the piece of cheese of this case that the prosecutors are presenting.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.